Hello, everyone. I'm Mark.
And I'm Rob.
And today we're going to talk about the transformation of Diana Taurasi from the evil witch to the good witch. And welcome to Mark and Rob's Sports Showdown. We're one of the hottest and best sports channels on YouTube. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so and hit the notification bell when you do. Rob, leading up to this game, there's no question Diana Taurasi's been very salty towards Caitlin Clark. Now, first it started with the reality's coming thing. And then, like you look superhuman against 18-year-olds and it takes some people longer than others. Little sly comments like that. I'll take, Paige, next question, who she would draft. Then she called the fans too sensitive. And then before the game, she said, I'm so happy we have charters, which was obviously sarcastic towards Clark. And then she said, it'll be fun. And it wasn't that much fun for her in the second half. Let's put it that way. She didn't play very well in the second half, but she played well in the first half. But before the game, she went over and Clark stuck her hand out for a greeting, just like slapped her hand. And she actually gave her a hug, which I thought was nice.
Yeah.
And Brittany Griner went over and gave her a hug and actually whispered something in Clark's ear, and Clark smiled. So it was very nice of Griner, even though she ruined it all by having that stupid flagrant foul. It should have been a flagrant foul. It's called a technical in the game. And then after the game, this is what Taurasi said about Caitlin Clark. I mean, it's amazing what Caitlin's been able to do in her short career so far. Just been nothing short of remarkable. The one thing that I'm really in love about her, she loves the game. You can tell she puts the work in. Even throughout her WNBA career, it's been a lot of pressure, a lot of things thrown at her. She keeps showing up, keeps getting better every single game. Her future is super bright. Being a veteran and being in this league for a long, long time, it's pretty cool to see that and going into the future. Now, she couldn't have been much nicer.
Wow. I know. So do you think that was all just
Yeah, my butt's sore. I fell off my couch when I read it.
Do you think that she was just the things that she said before were a setup or a ploy or maybe, just maybe, Mark, the players are starting to realize Clark is going to be a great player. And it's like, whoa, this is kind of neat. Kind of like we did a Larry Bird in comparison and Magic comparison. But when Larry Bird came in the league, a lot of the black players, and me included, I was like, oh, this Larry Bird, he's not going to do anything. Until I saw him. Really? Yeah, until I saw
him in the semifinals of the national tournament, and I said, "Oh my God, he does everything for this team." And I said, he's going to be a great pro. But go ahead.
Well, until I saw him play live in Rochester, they had a preseason game, and I saw him stand in the corner, the deep corner, and he shot a deep three and swished it. And I said, "Okay, this guy's going to be good."
You were wrong. Just like Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless doubted him too. Skip Bayless is almost always wrong.
And even Jabbar and all the other players, they were like that too. So I think maybe now that the players are now seeing her play, and then seeing her live, I'm like, wow, she's up and coming. It's kind of neat to see up and coming woman.
I had Larry Bird right. I had that one right. That's all I can say, and I'm not just making that up. I used to watch him in the semifinals of the national game, and I said, oh my God, this guy does everything. I never even seen him play before that. Rob, there's a lot of things going on with Diana Taurasi. First of all, she's not a nice person because she does this to all the rookies and stuff like that. But like the other video, I said I hate her, and I don't really hate her. I dislike her. Someone said hate's a strong word. I go, yeah, I know, but it's just when she does so many things wrong, after a while you start to use the word hate instead of dislike. But anyways, I don't hate her anymore. If I did, I only dislike her now because she was very nice about that. And Rob, during the game, she behaved during the game. She had that. She talked to Clark, and they were laughing after that scuffle with
during the technicals. Well, the referees would like going over the technicals. They were sitting there talking to each other. Yeah. And
then when she was driving to the basket, and Clark tried to pull the ball out of her hands, and it could have turned into a scuffle or a rough, or she could have tried to do something physical back to Clark. She didn't. She just kept driving, and a foul was called on Clark. I'm not sure. That was probably the right call. But Clark actually was going for the ball. But that could have been something. She didn't make any physical plays towards Clark the few times they were up against each other. No cheap shots or anything like that. So I think somebody hijacked her body because that wasn't Diana Taurasi. I'm serious.
You think somebody transformed into her body for that game? Like,
yeah, it was magical. It's just like Angel Reese's 2 million fans disappeared when she had that preseason game that was streamed, and it was supposedly 2 million. It was really 2 million impressions, but they all disappeared. There's magic going on there. But I think a few things are going on. Number one, I think Clark showed that she's better than even Taurasi thought she was. But I don't think it totally surprised her. She knows the game as well as anybody, if you think about it.
Yeah, I think she was just afraid to admit, like I said, most of the veterans are the ones who aren't playing, or veterans who are giving her grief and talking about Clark as like this and that. I think they're just she's winning them over, because how can you not like her? How can you not like Clark? She's perfect. She's like perfect with the interviews. She's not, mean or anything like that. She takes a high road every time everybody talks about her. So how can you hate, like you said, how can you be a hater?
I don't know why you're asking me that question, Rob. I'm as confused as you. I'm shocked at the number of haters out there. And I know it's because of jealousy and envy and all that. But it's still, you don't hate someone for that. You can be jealous of them. You can be envious of someone. You don't have to hate them for that. And they're all the haters that underestimate her ability. I saw one. Here's the stupidest one I saw. Clark can't play defense because she's too short and too slow. Let me address that first one. Clark is tall for a guard. So, you're a moron. Please don't watch basketball anymore.
Yeah,
the average in the league is 6 foot, which means the average in the guard's about 5'10", and Clark's 6 foot. All right, so that's and she's not slow. She's probably above average for speed and quickness in the WNBA. So he's not fast.
He's a goof. He's a goof. That was a goof. That person was a goof.
Well, I mean, all sorts of people have saying she's playing like crap. She's mediocre. All sorts of things like that.
And then they're getting on our case. And then they're getting on our case when we talk about her. Why are you talking about her? You seem to be just talking about focusing on her. Because she's the thing right now. Why wouldn't we talk about her?
But I have to give Taurasi. I have to give Taurasi credit. So
yes.
Like I said, she played a good first half, but she missed some big shots in the end of the fourth quarter there. She missed 2. Mm-hmm. So, so you take that away from her, I guess. But, she's 42 years old. She's playing great.
Well, for 42 years old, I thought she played pretty smooth. I was like, oh. I mean, she had a nice little dribble off the dribble shot. I'm going, okay.
She made a nice reverse layup. She said that she's like 25 pounds lighter than when she was at UConn. What was she eating when she was on the college campus? 180 and she's down to 155?
Well, Mark, if you were on campus, like I was, the food
right,
there.
I gained a little weight because I would eat the food at the cafeteria, and then we'd have pizza on Friday and Saturday nights.
Yeah, so your diet,
not much.
Your diet in college was not like it is when you're a pro, where you want to keep things in because you're playing so many games. You're eating, like you said, you're eating pizza or whatever.
You mean beer and pizza have calories, Rob? So I want to give her flowers because I thought she was on her best behavior from before the game started to when after the press conference. And
so, Mark,
why
do you think
why the change? I don't know, Rob. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Mark. Do you think this is going to carry over to other players or other people thinking?
Great question, because when I saw that they did the little thing where they both gave her a nice hug, and these are two of the biggest stars of the WNBA.
Right.
And I don't think and they're both lesbians. If we're talking about the problems, as part of the problem is Clark is white and a lesbian. Now, Diana Taurasi isn't technically white, but she's somewhat white. She's Argentina and Italian, so she's part Spanish, part white, part Italian, whatever you want to call it. But anyways, doesn't matter. They showed a good example for the rest of the league. Like, you don't all have to hate on her just because she gets too much publicity and makes too much money. She's out there just trying to play basketball.
Exactly.
And it was very nice, especially Griner, who said something. Mm-hmm. She purposely whispered something in her ear. I was actually touched by that.
Yeah, I mean, I was. When that happened, did your mouth drop open like in the cartoons, or were you just? Were you taking? I
already told you I fell off my. No, that was in post conference. That was a post conference.
Fell off.
No, I was like, wow, what's all that about? Instead of just a hand slap, they went out of their way. And I don't know if they both decided to do that, and they said, like, hey, let's show some support, and represent the league here for once.
That's the main thing right there, Mark. You said you hit the key word. Let's show the support for the league. She is going to be the future of the league. We're on our way out. Let's like she said in her press conference. She's young. It's great to see her up and coming right there. So let's keep this going. Let's keep this thing going. See the crowd. I feel sorry for the home teams that have the fever coming in, because most of the crowd's rooting for the opposite player, which is kind of strange.
But it's tough. There's two parts to that, Rob. One, first of all, she got a standing ovation as she walked off the court. They showed it. And number two is that, yeah, they're rooting for her, but they're playing in front of packed crowds instead of 3,000 or 6,000 people. And so they're enjoying. Some people have said that they enjoy the fact that they're playing in front of packed crowds when they play against the Indiana Fever because of Caitlin Clark. So they actually enjoy that. I mean, I know from playing sports, it's way different when there's a lot of people watching than not.
Oh, yeah.
It's way different. As a competitor, you go, I got to show all these people.
Oh yeah, I played against crowds that were when we played our rival college, and those games were always packed. And I always played. You play harder. Actually, you play harder.
I did. I mean, you should play your absolute hardest every time, and I was very competitive, so I did. But there's always that little thing you can push up, like Michael Jordan used to do, and I did. But yeah, I think that's what's going on, and I think that. Rob, we're 20 games into the season, which is exactly half, obviously. I know you're not good at math, but 40 divided by 2 is 20. So see if you want me to wait for you to finish it, or
wait, come on.
I carry the 2, or there's no remainder.
Just wait, come on. Carry the 2, bring on the 5. Oh yeah, 20. Yeah, 20. Yeah, it's 40.
And maybe we're turning the corner here. Maybe the league's going to lighten up on the hate. I'm not saying lighten up on the double team and triple teams, because guess what? Their whole game plan was to stop Caitlin Clark, and it didn't work.
Oh, Because
the other his teammates stepped up. Go ahead, Rob.
That's another factor, Mark. I didn't give Caitlin props on. She's getting a whole lot better with the double team. There was that one time they double teamed her, and she got rid of the ball quickly to the middle and the pass and scored. I was like, that's perfect. That's the way you do it. They tried to double team her in the middle, and she recognized it and got rid of the ball quickly. And so, yeah, she's getting a lot better with those double teams.
Yeah, and so I just hope the rest of the league, just lightens up a little bit. At least greets are friendly when the game starts, and not give overly physical fouls or cheap shots. That's all.
It's okay. I mean, you don't have to like her. I mean, the main thing is disrespect. You don't have to freaking like her.
That's it. We're not asking for special treatment or bathing or anything like that. Like ESPN claims we're asking for. We're not. We're just asking for regular treatment. That's it. Yeah. Anyways, that's our show for today. We're gonna do a live show Eastern time on Mondays, 7 to 8. And if you like this video, please hit like and share with your family and friends. And if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that notification bell when you do and subscribe. And I just decided last night, after I looked up the Olympic schedule, I'm going to do live shows, at least 14 of them. And so 2 to 5 is when they're going to show all the really prestigious events, because Paris is obviously ahead of us prime time. So we're going to have a 2 to 5 live streaming for the Olympics. So looking forward to that.
Neat.
And I hope you join me for that. Rob's going to work some of those days, but other days he'll join us too.
Yeah, I'll try to get in
there. And you feel free to make intelligent, non-insulting comments about this, and see if you let me know if you have a newfound respect for Donna Taurasi after this game and after what she said after the game, because she couldn't have been any nicer.
Yeah,
really. And so, and let me know what you think motivated her before and after all this.
Right.
Anyways, and to the next video.